Welcome, everybody, to the first ever podcast video or audio, I guess you could say, of the YouTube channel. Yes, I did say podcast video or episode, if you guys want to call them the episode. But when it comes to this podcast, it's really just going to be talking about whatever and whenever I can talk about whatever. If you guys know, or if you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. I mean, sure, I know this is a gaming channel, and I know it says the terrible gaming, and that is also part of whatever we'll talk about here. It doesn't matter if you guys want to come on and talk with me about this kind of stuff, or if I just have to do this solo, which in this first episode is exactly what I'm doing. So, first and foremost, how are you guys doing? Are you guys doing alright? Are you guys cool? I hope you guys are enjoying life, doing whatever you can to make yourself happy. I really do hope you guys are doing that for yourselves. It doesn't matter if it's working, making that money, or just doing whatever you enjoy doing. I really hope you guys are thriving in life. And I also got to thank you guys for tuning in to this podcast. Because what would I be without you guys? And that's my first and foremost thing. But let's dive into this, shall we? The first question that I want to ask on this podcast is, what was your first console that you guys have ever played on? If you guys can remember that far back. Doesn't matter how old you are currently. Doesn't matter if you're 40 and still playing video games. What was your guys' first ever console or handheld gaming system that you guys ever played on? If I remember right, my first ever console, I guess you could say, was, I want to say, the Game Boy Advance, I think. It was I want to say it was either the Advance or the Game Boy Color Advance. Can't remember which one. Then I ended up going to the original DS, where you could still play the cartridges of the Game Boys, but at the same time still play the DS. And I also remember when I was younger playing on like the DS and stuff, when it still had like the PictoChat or whatever you want to call it, and all of like the little like videos and the group chats that we would all have on there. And I want to say that was probably one of my favorite handheld systems to play on. Back when I was like 12, or well, no, I shouldn't say 12. It was more like 8 or 9 when I started getting into video games. And playing on that DS was fun as all hell for me because of doing stuff like that, where I could play the original Game Boy games and the DS games, and it was just an all-time blast for me, to be honest with you guys. And then I want to say I then transitioned to the PlayStation 2, surprisingly. And it was actually my mom's at first, but me and my brother would play on it way more than she would ever play on it. Because we would always have like game nights where we would always play stuff like Guitar Hero or Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Metal Gear. What else? Shoot, what else did we play? But I can't remember at the top of my head besides besides games like the original Spyro or the Crash Bandicoot, or basically just anything like that, if you guys know what I mean. And then after that, I think I transitioned to the Xbox 360, where it kicked off with like Madden 10, NCAA, 2K, what else? Halo, uh, Gears of War, all that kind of stuff. But I personally never had like a actual favorite game that I could say that I played more than others, because me personally, I was pretty much just like, ooh, can I play this? Can I play that? Can I play that or this? I was just pretty much playing whatever I could play. After that, I think I had like a PlayStation 3 at my dad's. Uh, I then had an Xbox One, but then sold that. Uh, what else did I have? Had an Xbox One. I sold that, and then uh, yeah, I still play on the PS4, even though the PS5 is out, and I know there's already rumors about the PS6 coming out. I do play on the Xbox Series S, I want to say the most now, because I personally believe that playing on the Series S, the graphics run amazingly. Overall, games just run a lot more smoothly than they do on the PS4, to be honest with you guys, because the engineering and stuff that comes behind those games on the PS4 are just iffy at times, and I know people have complained about things like uh, the system itself sounding like twin turbo engines from a airplane or something like that. But surprisingly enough, my PS4 has not actually sounded that bad, to be honest with you. I feel like a lot of people's systems end up getting junky after a while. I feel like because they don't clean the stuff at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But I get if you do, which you should keep your stuff clean. You know what I'm saying? I also remember whenever I would go to my dad's, I would always bring like my PS, or not my PlayStation. I do remember having a PlayStation Portable, or the PSP, as we all like to call it, because how could you go wrong with the PSP, to be honest with you? We all know that was an OG system. We all wish that it could still make a comeback. And screw the PS Vita. We all know that was sort of iffy and junky. It was all about the PSP. You know, the PSP was probably one of the more superior handheld devices to ever play on. That also competes with the Game Boy, and I want to say the 3DS is up there as well, because I do still have my original 3DS from when the 3D Mario World, or whatever the game is, was like was like some sort of combo that you could get, or bundle, not combo, sorry. But yeah, it was some sort of like bundle that I guess you could get with the DS, and it cost all like 300 at the time, I want to say. But I do still have the original 3DS, which I don't think it honestly works anymore, but I would play the hell out of that thing, dude. And if you ever had a 3DS and you actually like Nintendo, I'm sure you would play the hell out of any Nintendo system that you would have. Like me, I'm all for playing video games, without a doubt. I hit, I play video games pretty much whenever I have like any kind of free time. I will just sit down and I'll play games like Halo, Skyrim, Fallout 4, which, don't get me wrong, I feel like Fallout 4 would probably have to be the best Fallout out of the series. I did try getting into, I want to say New Vegas and 3, but New Vegas and 3 were just slow for me, to be honest with you. I also tried getting into 76, but 76 really wasn't my thing, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I couldn't get into the online portion of the whole entire thing. I couldn't get into like the multiplayer aspect of it, but 76 just was junky. There's not enough context to it either, to be honest with you. I mean, 76 was just a flop, if you guys know what I mean. Like, it was just a no-go. Like, hands down, period. Just a no-go. But when it comes to Fallout 4, though, like specifically Fallout 4, you got the building of different settlements. You got the different kind of mobs that you can kill. You got weapons like the big boy, the fat man. You can pretty much nuke the absolute dog piss out of anything or everything. It didn't matter whose side you were on. It didn't matter if you were with. It didn't matter if you were with the Minutemen or the Institute or the Railroad or Brotherhood of Steel. It did not matter. You can just nuke the absolute dog piss out of everything, dude. Personally, I am a fan of Fallout, but Fallout 4 is just my personal favorite of the whole entire series. That's just without a doubt, dude. And plus, when it comes to like the storyline, I feel like it has to be better than most. I'm sorry. I know that just sounds like a stupid ass idea to say just on YouTube, but I'd have to say Fallout 4 was probably the better Fallout games of the series. You guys can fight me about it, but it is what it is. Another game I know that's out there that everybody raves about is God of War. Now, personally, I never played, like, I never actually played God of War, like, from the very first game that came out. But I've been hearing, like, a whole bunch of stuff about it, like, how amazing the characters become, how amazing the storyline was developed, or how well the moveset was, the combat. I know when it comes to the first game, the first God of War, I know it comes down to fighting and killing all of the gods like Zeus, Poseidon, Helios, Hades, all of that, even Hercules for that matter. And I should take back my earlier statement. I have played a little bit of the first game. I have. But I never got like too deep into it, so I can't really say much about the series. I know people have been raving about Ragnarok and God of War 3 and how much of a badass game those two were, which I do want to play. I'm not gonna lie, I do want to play them. I do want to go live on Twitch with you guys and watch and play them and get like a genuine reaction to them. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, because they honestly do seem like they're fun ass games. And I've always liked games like that. I've always liked games like God of War and stuff like that. And personally, I'm more of an open world guy. Like, I will play the absolute dog shit out of Skyrim, Fallout, all those open world games. But at the same time, I'm also a fan of the sports games like 2K and Madden, even though they seem like they're the same games every single year, dude. I know you guys feel me on that one too, man. Excuse me. But yeah, I know you guys feel me on that one, though. Like, you can't tell me they just don't feel like the same games over and over again. Do they not? I mean, shoot. Tell me what you guys think about the open world games of today. One of my favorite PlayStation games, though, has to be Ghost of Tsushima. That game was beautiful, dude. The storyline, the characters, the combat, everything about it was just beautiful, dude. And let me know in the comments if you guys have ever played about it. Or let me know in the comments down below if you guys have ever actually played it before. Because I recommend that game 11 out of 10. Crank that shit up to 11, man. But I definitely enjoy open world games just like that, without a doubt. But that's just me, though. That might not be you, or the guy next to you, or the female next to you. It don't matter. But my thing is open world gaming, and a little bit of sports games, like I said, 2K, Madden, stuff like that. But I also think Destiny is a real good game too. And I know some of you guys are going to be hating on me for that, but it really is a good game. R.I.P. to Cade Six. He was a funny ass character, I'm not gonna lie. When you have your last words as "How's your sister?" you know you're going to be a legend in the game forever and ever, man. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you on that right there. Like, I mean, shoot. But I appreciate you guys tuning in to this first podcast like video. And I know it's just audio, but just bear with me on this, guys, as I'm trying to learn how to do like this whole podcast kind of thing. And I hope to see you guys interact with the channel more. And I would love if you guys would just check out all my other videos. And I hope you guys just enjoy the overall experience of being on the channel. So, again, I do appreciate you guys. Alright. Until next time, everybody. Peace.